All right, good afternoon. We're going to call the annual meeting of the South Florida Water Management District Leasing Corp to order. First order of business is to call on Rosie. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chair, there are not.
The second business is to approve the minutes from the May 9th, 2019 meeting. I need a motion to approve those minutes.
This is Cheryl Meads. I move to approve.
Steinley will second.
Ms. Meads and Mr. Steinley with a second. Is there any discussion? I'm going to call the question. Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Bergeron's aye. Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Butler's yes. Mr. Martinez? Ms. Meads?
Yes.
Ms. Meads is yes. Colonel Roman?
Yes.
Colonel Roman's yes. Mr. Steinley?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Steinley's yes. Mr. Lipich?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Lipich is a yes. Vice Chair Wagner?
Yes.
Vice Chair Wagner's a yes. Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez a yes, and I am a yes. The motion passes unanimously. Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Pursuant to Article 3 of the Leasing Corporation bylaws, the Board of Directors must ratify the officers of the corporation during the annual meeting of the Leasing Corporation. The officers of the corporation for your consideration today include Mr. Goss, Chairman of the Governing Board and Chairman of the Board of Directors as President, Mr. Wagner, Vice Chairman of the Governing Board and Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors as Vice President, Mr. Bartlett, Executive Director of the District as Secretary, and Mr. Mitnick, Assistant Executive Director of the District as Treasurer of the Corporation.
Thank you. Rosie, are there any public comments?
No, sir.
Is there any board discussion? If not, can I have a motion to ratify, and a motion and a second to ratify officers?
I'll make the motion. This is Ron Bergeron.
Thank you,
Butler
Mr.
will
Bergeron.
second.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. We'll call that question. Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. Meads?
Yes.
Ms. Roman?
Yes.
Mr. Steinley?
Yes.
Mr. Lipich?
Yes.
Vice Chair Wagner?
Yes.
I vote yes. That passes unanimously. Thank you all. The annual budget report?
Yes, thank you, sir. Pursuant to Article 4 of the Leasing Corporation bylaws, in your packet is the annual budget report, which summarizes the items in the proposed district budget for the upcoming fiscal year that relate to the Leasing Corporation. Therefore, I would like to report that the proposed fiscal year's budget amount is $30,354,251.
Thank you. Rosie, is there any public comment?
There are none.
Thank you. Is there any board discussion? Is there a motion and a second to approve the budget as just read?
I'll make a motion to approve. Thurlow Lippish.
I'll second Wagner.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, we'll call that roll. Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. Meads?
Yes.
Colonel Roman?
Yes.
Mr. Steinley?
Yes.
Mr. Lipich?
Yes.
Vice Chair Wagner?
Yes.
And I vote yes. That passes unanimously. Thank you all. Rosie, are there any public comments?
There are no public comments.
Hearing no public comments and having no further business, we will adjourn the meeting of the District Leasing Corp. Thank you all very much. Have a great afternoon.